we've looked at function notation. F of x is equal to 3x plus 1. That is the same. F of x is the same as writing y is equal to 3x plus 1. Okay? All right. So we can graph these just like we graph the other ones. If I say, sketch the graph of f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, peoples, stop talking. Tyler, sit down. We can do a table of values, x and f of x, which is the same as y. And if I said -2, -1, 0, 1. Where does the -2 go? This is basically your quiz this morning, right? I put it in for the x. Like a -5. What if I put -1 in? What do I get? Guys, stop talking. -1. What do I get? -2. Thank you. If I put 0 in, and if I put 1 in, I get 4. So we could plot these. We're just going to guesstimate where these are. -2, -5. Right there. -1, -2. 0 and 1. 1 and 4. Basically, it's going to be a straight line. That is the graph of f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. It's the exact same stuff we've been doing. Instead of writing y equals, we're now writing f of x. Okay. And remember, f of x is your y values, are your y values. All right. Can I flip the page? All right. So now, if we are given a graph, which we call f of x, we can pull some information from it. Even though we don't have what the function is, as long as we have the graph, we can determine a whole bunch of information. So f of 5. What does the 5 represent, x or y? X. It's whatever's in brackets is your x value, right? Because it's f of x. So that's your x value. So it's saying when x is 5, what is y? So go to 5 on x, on your x-axis. There it is right there. Go down to the graph, and then go across to get your y value. What's the y value? -2. So f of 5 is equal to -2. What are you confused about? Okay. Well, let's do the next one, see if it clears it up. What's my x value? -2. So we go to -2. It's right there. This time we have to go up, and I get 3. All right, f of 4. What does that equal? It's right there, down, across, -1. Okay, so we can write these as ordered pairs now. Everybody okay with that? All right, so what's the ordered pair for this first one here? Remember, ordered pairs are always x, y. 5 and -2. And the second one, -2 and 3. And the final one, 4 and -1. Okay. Now, what if they give us this statement, f of x is equal to -1. So what value are they giving us, x or y? They're giving us the y value, right? And they want us to find the x. So if y is -1, go to -1, -1, go across till you hit the graph, and then up to get your x value, and it is x equals 4, which matches that one right there. All right, f of x is equal to 3. So y is 3, so go up to 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, what issue do we run into here? You've got to go to the right and to the left. So I get 2 answers. What are my 2 answers? -2 and +2. So what does that mean, do you think, that this graph has in the equation? Not a square root, but a square, because you have to square root. Okay? We're not trying to figure out the equation. That's a different course, not this course. All right, f of x is equal to 4, so go up to 4. Go across. I get 2 answers. What are they? Plus minus 1. Well, you know it's 1 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 1. Plus minus 1. Okay. X-intercepts, so the x and y intercepts. So x-intercept, we'll do that first. X-intercept. Where is the x-intercept on this graph? -6. There's one of them. So x equals -6. They want us to write it using function notation. So that means they want us to write f of x equals something. So if my x-intercept is -6, I'm going to write f of -6 equals, what's the y value at the x-intercept? 0. So f of -6 equals 0. That's the x-intercept written in function notation. If you're writing it in, no, what I will ask you to write it as is like this, -6, 0, as an ordered pair. That's what I prefer. Oh, that's right. Right there. This is the x-intercept where the graph hits the x-axis. There's also another one, though. Where's the other one? +3 right there. So we have to write that. What am I going to write for that? So 3, 0. How would I write it in function notation? There you go. So there's our x-intercept. We have to do our y-intercept now. What's the value of x at the y-intercept? 0. So where is my y-intercept? Right there at 5. So what am I going to write? So 0, 5 is f of 0 is equal to 5. Close, though. So that's it in function notation. That's the ordered pair. All right. Final bit. Domain and range. Everybody's favorite. We're not doing it with those inequalities, so you can just do it in the little bracket notation. What's the domain and range of this graph? -6 is the smallest x value, right? Right there. What's the highest? Highest x value. 7, right there. Do we include both those numbers? Okay. Oh, beat like this thing? That's just, it's, yeah. We didn't do that question, so. Nate, do we include those numbers? Yes, so they are square brackets. All right, the range. What is the range, peoples? So -4 is the lowest y value. And the highest is 5. We include them? So squares. Boom. There you go. 4, 7, 8. For 8, you're doing B, C, and D, and 9, please.